I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, 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 Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostle, a great millstone. I want to salute my brother YSO, Yahweh Shai, sanctified ones out of Nashville, Tennessee. I also want to salute the men, women, and children that's coming into this fold, just learning this truth, man. Tonight, oh yeah, just want to let you know that if you of the elect, the hopeful elect, or the 12 tribe of Israel, um, you consist of the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics, and then we also have the speckled bird, and you are who your father is. So, if you're part of the so-called Negro, Native American, Hispanic, you might look like a heathen, but you will come in, and as long as your father is of that lineage, then you are a part of the 12 tribe of Israel. I like to go into the name of our father, our Abba. His name is Yahweh, mean he is. By Hashem, mean in the name of. And then you got Yahweh Shai, which is our deliverer, man. We're waiting for Yahweh Shai to come deliver us. And tonight, I've been watching. It's something on YouTube. It's called Study with Me, and you got some that study with doctors and the lawyers. And I just wanted to see how you study with the Israelites, man. The Hebrew Israelites. We like lawyers, man. Trying to be judges, in the mind of in the eye of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We have long days, man. We wake up and you pray, and you may study. You go to work, you come home, and then you got to read and study again. Especially if you're new in the truth, then you got to spit out videos, man. And sometimes it's a challenging, walk. But if the Most High has called you, you want to do the will of the Most High, man. And that's what I'm trying to do, and like everybody comes into their lot, in due seasons. I was just talking to my brother about that. Every brother comes into their lot, when the Lord wants them to do it. So, I'm coming, to that lot, man. I've been doing videos, and I've been going out to the highways and the byways and read. So, and now I always want to edify, or show people some things that maybe new, who trying to go into certain things, such as something simple as how do I start? What do I read from? And sometimes you just go, when you hear brothers who've been in this truth for a while, they'll say, man, well, go by the Spirit, go by the Spirit, go by the Spirit. And that's true, but you got to find that Spirit within yourself. And, once you start reading and asking the Most High for that increase, then the Lord, He sup with you, man. We always like to go into, Revelations 3:20. As a matter of fact, let's get that right quick, and then I'm gonna go back to the lesson's gonna be on Matthew 13, man. All right. So this is what you want, man. I would like bringing this out, man. And like I said, this is a study with me, study with Shalamah Ba. So what I'm gonna do is just read, and then once I get through reading, if there's something that I think that needs to be brought out and broke down, or explained and edified, then that's what I do. But just as I said before, Revelations 3:20, behold, and you want to have an open mind to it. Like as I read, um, you want to put yourself into a mind frame of hearing the words. Hopefully, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, I pray to him that the spirit will reflect, what I'm reading into you so it can be edified and justified, man. I'm coming into you with the Revelations 3 and 20. Like I said, you gotta, if you're new to this, yellow pen, and then the orange pen. This orange pen is for, I always, when the Most High speak or Yahweh Shai speak, I kind of like highlight it so I can come back to it and be able to, understand what I had just got through reading, or if I want to go back. And I think that is important. I do it. Every word in this Bible is important. So, like I said again, man, Revelations 3 and 20. Revelation 3 and 20 is, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup. So the key thing is the Lord is saying, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, behold, I stand at the door in the mind, man, and knock. And this is knocking, man. If you can feel these scriptures or feel what I'm saying, the Lord is knocking, man, knocking at your door to open it, man. And how do you open it? Through these words, man. And what he said, open the door and I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. To sit down with the Most High and pray and exalt his name, is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, to be able to understand what Yahweh Shai is saying. Your walk, the way you walk, your everyday walk, the way you study, the way you work, the way you carry yourself. You got to be like Clark Kent, man. You got to be like Clark Kent. At work, you be you. That. But then when you come into these scriptures, you come into a different level. I like my last video was the third dimension and the fourth dimension. But that's, I'm gonna read 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcome and overcame. So like I'm gonna start at the top. Revelation 21, 3 and 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me. So when we come over this, when we overcome this adversity, man, we at the end, man. The Lord said, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, Shalakia, as I also overcame, and I am set down with my Father in his throne. But to sit down with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the Father and the Son, amen. Hey, hey, sitting down with the Father and Son, man. Just imagine that, man. And so this is the most important. I'm gonna go to 22. He that hath an ear. So if you got an ear in this lesson, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches, man. And you can continue to go in chapter 4, but my point was in Revelation 3 and 20 that, when you first come in this truth, you want to seek the Lord's face, and how you seek it is through reading, 1 or 2 chapters a night, and then you meditate on those scriptures, man. And then you keep eating the roll, like my brother always say, you keep eating the roll, and then you know, um, you get the increase that the Lord give you. Before I started, and I know I just said I was gonna go straight to Matthew 13, but I want to bring out the most important scripture when you first come in this truth. You know, I'm gonna start in James 1:5. Um, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask the Most High. They give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and he shall be given him. And the number 6 is important because, you know, when the Most High give you that spirit, you want to be like 6 say, what it says. It says, but let him ask in faith, not in wavering. You don't want to waver, man. You know, that's a hard thing to do because all our life we've been wavering scriptures, been wavering. I'm sorry, been wavering in life. You know, everything that you do, you always second guessing yourself. Why? Because all the failures that we had in this work, in this body, man. You know, that's why we want a new body. We want a new mind. You know what it says in James chapter 1 verse 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. I'm just gonna go read to 7. I'm gonna go all the way to 9. I'm sorry, Shalakia. I gotta to be able to, for people who just coming in this truth. You gotta be able to understand the significance of reading, man. You know, just as the Lord said, man, if a man have an ear, let him hear. But then, you know, you also gotta hear and you gotta be able to see. So it says in verse 7, for let not the man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord Yahweh. Let me say that, read it again. You know, devil's trying to be in your mind, man. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You don't want to be a double-minded man, because a double-minded man is what? He's unstable in all his ways. So, you know, once you get this truth down, man, it's, you know, you have to defend yourself. So you might have to go through where, you know, demons will be on you. It could jump into your brothers. You know, you might have an argument with your brothers. You know, hopefully not, but just people that might go against you. But this truth will defend you, man. This truth right here, this Bible right here. It's old, it's raggedy, but the word that's in this book will defend you, man. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. See, even a low degree when you first come in this thing, man. You know, it's so when you come in this truth, hey, make it worthy, man. You know, you just want to do, you know, you get tested, man. Like I'm getting tested right now because this is something new to me, you know, filming myself. So, you know, as we speak, you know, demons try to get into you, man. They try to, you know, trying to get into you in your mind, man. But hey, hey, I cast them behind me, man. You know, because that's what you have to do when you're in this truth. It's a mental thing. It's mental. So this is the mystery of the kingdom, Matthew chapter 13. What I'm gonna do is just read, and then I will stop. You know, when I think this is important, that you know, that for you new, you know, ox and akwat, you know, for the new ones, ak mean brother, and Akwath, it means sisters, So I'm just gonna read and have an open mind to the words, Make sure that you in the spirit to receive, just as I am now, man. Like I said, it's always a difficult thing when you do something new. I did this when I first started, and then I started, kind of just showing the screen. This is right. Like I said, this is a study session, man. I'm just, hey, as I read and I'm studying, all I'm doing is going back over the chapter that I wanted to do. My goal for the day, for the week, I write it down, man. My goal was, to read chapter 13, to go over the mysteries of the kingdom. And tonight, it depends on how far I go. I'm just gonna read, and like I said, I'm gonna stop. It's not a lesson. It's just a study with me. Study with Shalamah Ba, man. And all I'm gonna do is read and kind of, get a visual of how it would be, man. Because every time you read and go over something, you are able to digest and eat the roll better. Sometimes you might not get the first time, but then you go the second time. So, Shalakia. You gotta have the water. So now I'm just gonna read, man. All right. So Matthew 13. The same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitudes stood on the shore, and he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, that's what the Most High said, in parables, man. So you got to understand and get these parables, these secret, these what we, in the apocrypha. It's the apocrypha right here, and it states that there's gonna be dark sentences, man. When men first come in this truth, they might not understand, but if it's the Lord's will that you can read these dark sentences, some men will be able to understand it quicker than others. That's according to the Spirit, man. So the Lord said what? He spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. So this was a sower, man. Someone was throwing out, the seed of to plant, man. And so the Most High is make a parable of men that's coming in this truth. Just as I'm saying right now to you, that when you come in this truth, what seed are you? The Lord have already chose us from the beginning of the earth, but what seed are you? And this right here is getting ready to explain what seed you are, and you don't want to be that seed, man. Some seeds you want to be, some you won't. I'm about to explain. So it says right here, I'm gonna continue to read. I ain't gonna stop every time, but I'm gonna read and then I'm gonna slow down. So it says, and when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowl came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. So the seeds didn't fall into the earth. So now verse 6 says, and when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. So, if you don't have no if you don't have no groundness, no discipline, then uh, you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna understand how to stay strong in this truth. So like, yeah. So like, yeah. My battery was going out. Okay. Um, you don't know how long you can withstand. You know, uh, this truth, man. Because it's just truth. This truth is not for the weaklings, man. I promise you, it's not. Um, this is what Yahweh was saying, man. He said, I'm gonna go with number 6 again. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and thorns sprung up and choked them. So, hey, if you ain't ready to, do the work, hey, thorns will go around you, man. What do you do when you don't cut your grass, or where you don't, clean your flower bed out, man? You just got weeds coming up, man. So some of the things that you plant might not get it. They get choked out. So you always got to be cleaning yourself, man. Always got to be studying, rehearsing. You know, it says, but other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit. And that's who you want to be. Good grounds, and you always want to clean out your bed, man. You know, you know, a lot of people, a lot of brothers talk a lot of good game, man. But do they do the work? You know, and it sometimes it's you know, it's a trying time. You got to constantly find yourself, man. Find yourself, but then when you find yourself, man, go hard with it. Everybody ain't good with videos. I wasn't good at videos from the beginning. Still ain't not the best, but hey, I get it. I do what my lot allow me to do. So, um, he said what? I'm gonna go to 7 again. And some fell among thorns, and thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell into good grounds and brought forth fruit, some in 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ear to hear, let him hear. And that's the Most High continue to explain, man. If you got an ear to hear, let him hear. Listen. Hopefully the Most High is using me through the Spirit to be the vessel to speak to you, man. All right, let's go to verse 10. And the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to understand. It's given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So everybody ain't given, man. Hey, if you can't understand this, it might not be given unto you. Hey, man, the Lord do what he want to do. Yahweh Ba Matthew does what he want to do. For whosoever hath to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. So this thing ain't for everybody, man. And that's why it can be easily taken away. You don't want it to be taken away. This truth can be easily taken away. Therefore therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. For the people heart is waxed gross. So, this is kind of like we are now, man. We telling the people out there, what's going on. We at the end, they eyes can't see. Their ears is, the Lord had their ears blocked. They can't see it because it's, you know, they of this world, man. They, they of this world, and the Lord blinded them, man. They didn't want it. The Lord didn't want them. And it said, ye shall see and shall not perceive. For this people heart is waxed gross. These people's waxed gross, man. Let's see, man. I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna go with a precept, man. Let's see what this precept leads us to. Hebrew 5:11. So when you study, man, you got to know these precepts, man. Each word always have a precept to it, man. Hebrews 5:11. Let's see where it is. Let's see. All right. It says, of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principle of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk, and not a strong meat. So yeah, it's not for everyone. Hey, when you break that scripture down, man, like I'm saying, I'm just going through the scriptures because this is just a study with me, man. You got to go back and reiterate everything that you do. So the key word over here was wax gross, and there was a precept to it in Hebrews 5:11. So now I'm highlighting, you know, Hebrews 5:11, and I'm about to reread it. Of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. So, do I need to say it again? If you studying, hey, dang man, because you got elder brothers that's in this truth that can help you with a breakdown that you don't understand. It is it said, of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered. So there's many things to say, and there's hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing. So you don't have that you're not on that level. So you got to keep studying and being on that level, man. What it says right here. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk, and not a strong meat. So, when you come to this truth, you might not need to be a strong meat, man. Like I said, man, this right here is a study with me. Started with Shalamah Ba, man. Hey, you constantly know the precept. Go back to the scripture. One scripture can be an hour, man. I'm almost into 30 minutes right now. And, and I'm only into 15 scriptures, man. And then sometimes you got to go back and be able to read, be able to have it in your mind. So what did it say, man? What did Matthew 13 talking about, man? It's talking about the mysteries. The Lord is bouncing you back and forth to what it needs. You got to be in the spirit, right now when I'm reading and doing this, I'm breaking it down one by one. And the Lord, I pray to the Lord to give me the spirit to be able to explain to you that to understand, man. If it's for you, it's for the hopeful elect. That's what we're looking for, the hopeful elect, man. We are fishers of men. Jeremiah 31:31, man. I don't want to get out the line, but let me just bring 31:31. Shalakia, man. This is a beautiful scripture, man. See? I think it's 16 and 16 Shalakia. Yeah, so you gotta reiterate, going through the scriptures again. So it's Shalakia. It's Jeremiah 16 and 16. So it says what? Behold, I will send many fishers. That's us, the hopeful elect, man. That's why we do this to fish for the hopeful elect. So this right here, these videos are meant for the elect to catch on to that hook, that word that we're preaching, man. He says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers," said the Lord Yahweh, "and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rock." So we're gonna get them Edomites, man, them high up ranks, man. But the key thing was we are fishers of men right now, and we're almost to the point where the Most High is getting ready to come, man. Hey, man, really soon, man. So um, I'm gonna continue with Matthew 13. You see how many questions that you ask yourself. Right now I'm talking to you um, as I read, man. But these are the things that you, when you're going into studying, these are the things you want to do. Also, have a pen and paper and write down some notes, write down a precept. Like, so we just went through what we had a precept on wax gross. So you will write down, wax gross. You'll write down on your notepad wax gross, and then you might want to put, parentheses, and then do Hebrews 11, 5 and 11. And you can go back to that, like I said, man, when you come in this truth, you constantly always, like I said, man, we're lawyers, man. We're lawyers trying to be judges. The Lord said it, man. So let's go. All right, we'll continue, man. Maybe I'll get that in a minute. All right, so wax gross. This is Matthew 13 and 15. Wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. These of any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. And that's the elect that we're looking for. This is what the Lord is saying. For some of them that's wax cold, if they can hear this, you can hear me, you can understand what I'm saying, and you want to gravitate through knowing who you are, that you're a Hebrew Israelite, man. You the God chosen people, man. Yahweh chosen people, man. You know, and you know that you come from the 12 tribe of Israel. That you know that the the Most High is He came out of the seed of Judah, man. So if you come out of the 12 tribe of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanic, and then the speckled of birds, man. Um, this I'm gonna read 15 because 15 is important. See, because if you part of the hopeful elect, man, the 1/3, man, you will grasp this. You'll be able to grasp it, or you'll be able to it'll gravitate to you to want to go back and read it again. So this is Matthew 13 and 15. For the people heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, least at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Blessed, so the Lord heal you once you hear these words, man. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I said unto you, that many prophet and righteous men have desired to see these things. So hey man, to sit here in front of you, to be able to read these scriptures, the Lord said, for verily I said unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see. So we seeing the chariots, man. We see them at camp, you know, and seeing brothers out there in the highways and the byways, man. You know, when have you ever seen that? Like all over the place, all over the world, man. The four corners of the earth. And the Lord said, what? To see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. So back in the days, the prophets didn't hear this, man. We're hearing the good news. We're singing a new song. It says, hear therefore the parables of the sower, man. When one heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catches away, and which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. So the one who can't understand this thing, hey, they're gonna get tossed to the wayside. But he that received the seed in stony places, the same is he that heareth the word anon. And anon mean immediately. With joy receive it. He'll receive it. If he hears it immediately, he would have joy. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. So hey man, you know, the Lord's gonna try all of us, man. We all, it's like, you know, when you with a woman, man, you know, it's all good when things is all good. But when times hit hard, if she stays with you, she's yours. But if she leaves, she never was yours, man. So it said, he also that receives seed among the thorn is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. You know? You know, that's why you gotta stay focused in this truth, you know. The deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. And just as I said before, man, you know, you got to come out of her, man. You got to come out of this world. I mean, I speak of myself because it's so easy to get caught up in the comforts of the world, man. Let's see. Okay, Matthew chapter 13, verse 23. So we get into the chapters, and we're reading, um, and it started to become more edifying based on slowing down, knowing the scriptures, doing a precept. I went into Revelation 3 and 20, went to James 1 and 5. Once you can understand the scriptures that's in your mind, the Most High bless you, man. He sup with you, man. So that's why it's almost like a tear to your eye when the Most High is supping with you. And this is for the men who coming in the truth right now, or for men have been in the truth for a while, man. Once you start to understand and spit those scriptures, and these precepts, which is precepts mean command. Once you get those down, it's a beautiful thing because the Most High is supping with you, man. It's beautiful. So it says, verse 23, but he that receiveth seed into the good ground, it's like I'm going to stop at the top again, but he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some of 100-folds, some 60, some 30s. And that's what he said before. And that was all about the seed right there. If you look at chapter 13, Matthew chapter 13, 1 through 23. So you could go back, and go back and read this and understand what is the seed talking about. What is the parable that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is speaking about? Because this is written in red, man. It's written in red. So, like I said, man, we Hebrew Israelites study, man. We study words, we study geographics, history. We study words, breakdowns of words, whether it's Hebrew, whether it's Greek, Hebrew, Old Testaments, Greek, New Testaments, breaking down each word and what it means and what time it was in. If you was in Jeremiah or Daniel, and you go in Revelation, you got to know the time, man. And that's why having a good teacher is great, man. That's why we're very fortunate, of being under the umbrellas of GMS. Just following the brothers, the leaders. In my opinion, the leaders of Israel, man. Another brother who follow that thing. I mean, there's a lot of great brothers out here that's preaching this and doing this truth. But in my opinion, the leaders of Israel is GMS. Like I said, a lot of good other brothers out there that's teaching this truth under the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But now we get ready to go into Matthew 13 and 24, and this is the tares. I'm 44 minutes into the video. All I wanted to do is kind of give you, a study version of how we do it. Sometimes we'll do it by ourselves, and everybody has a way they do it, man. And then after you leave here or study something, you can go and meditate. My thing is I always do 50 minutes, and then you meditate on the words, man. Um, so I may just continue. Let's see how much many scriptures I can go into. All right, I can do the tears, um, and may be able to get into the mustard seed. We got like 5 minutes. Like I said, man, this is gonna be a long video. This video is a study with me, Shalamah Ba, man. So this is really not a lesson. It's a lesson that I'm going into, but also it's showing how that I study and that it takes work to get these down, man. So I'm gonna continue to study, continue to read um, Matthew 13 and 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field. But while man sleep, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appear the tares also. Amen. And that's what we in now. The tares, man. The wheat and the tares. You gotta know who it is. We gotta shift the wheat and the tares, man. And so, like I said, man, Hebrew Israelites, it consists of a speckle of birds, man, many colors. Like I said, in all my videos is, you might have a heathen, uh, you might look like a heathen, man, but your lineage might go back to the 12 tribe of Israel, so-called Negro, Native Americans, and so-called Hispanic, and then the speckled bird. So it's not who your mother is lineage, it's who your father is, man. And I always go through that, and if you want to get a little bit more on that, one of the scriptures that off the top of my mind is Numbers 1 and 18. You are from the lineage or your pedigree of your father. So let's continue. Matthew 13 verse 27. So that the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? For whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, an enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reaper, Gather ye together one the tares, and bind them in a bundle to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So that's what we're doing now, man. The Most High is shifting and separating, the wheat from the tares, man. The real Israelites from the tares, man. And that's why, when people get the misconception of us as Hebrew Israelites saying that color matters, it's just because we always go into Esau, man, and he's a so-called white man. And so, when we call them out, they get frustrated, man, because all they hear is that Esau, a so-called white man, is going into captivity. But that's one of many scriptures that's explaining that, man. And this was one of them right here, the wheats and the tares, man. We always use the example of Tracy Ross. She's a tare, man. Her so-called father is he is a Jewish man, man. He's a so-called white man from the tribe of Esau Edom. So it's not always about, it's not about the color, man. It's about your lineage of your father. So you got to grasp that when you first come in, man. That's one of the hardest thing a lot of brothers do, because you got the black only Israelites, you got the Old Testament only Israelites, you got uh, non-mark of the beast Israelites. Brothers don't believe in that. They believe that the um, mark of the beast is Christianity. I mean, so on and so on, man. But when you come in this truth, you come in this truth, um, you know, with a lot of adversities. But that's where you got to ask the Most High, and if the Most High is working with you and you part of the 1/3 and the hopeful elect, you will soon understand it, man. So it's a blessing to be in this truth. We're coming to the end, so the Lord's getting ready to cut off anyone who's coming in this truth. You know, Amen. And then we're gonna be tested, man, at the fire, man. All of us. So, Amen. It's about that time. So where was I? All right, yeah. Matthew 13, verse 29. But he said, Nay, least while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together into the harvest. In the time of the harvest, I will say to the reaper, Gather ye together first the tares and bind them in a bundle to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So that wheat. So we're coming into an hour, man. We talked about the seed. We talk about the tares, the wheat and the tares. And if you continue to read in Matthew 13, you go into the mustard seed, man, and the hidden treasures, and other things. But I just want to do a video on study with me, study with Shalamah Ba, and understand that what we do is not a light thing. It's not a thing that you take for granted. Um, and that we do this for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. With that being said, man, call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kakadash. Rakakadash is the Holy Spirit. Yahweh, remember Yahweh, He is, by Hashem, in the name of Yahweh Shai, He's a deliverer. That's who we waiting on for Yahweh Shai. What people ignorantly call Jesus, his real name is Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. People say Jesus Christ. Hamashiach mean Christ anointed. The water Yahweh Shemashah, forgive me to feed all that in my mind. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostle of Great Millstone for giving me this lesson. Give me this truth, man. I want to salute my brother YSO, Yahweh Shai, Sanctified Ones out of Nashville, Tennessee, and for the men, women, and children that's coming to this fold. Keep studying and keep listening to the brothers who preaching this truth. If you have any questions, always comment in the comment boards, and we'll do what we can do, the men of the Lord, to teach and preach this thing, man. So, as I always say in all my videos, at the end, man, Shalom Israel, Shalom. So, Shalom, have a good night. And I hope that you was edified. I hope that you was edified, and that you'll continue to do studying like me, and studying with me. And hopefully the next time I have another video that I might do another study with me. But it just whatever the spirit be, whatever the spirit gives me. So again, Shalom, Kahalo Yahabashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash, Brakatah to my brothers, Brakathum, with thumb meaning many brothers and sisters. Brakathum to you who sat in and listened to me. So Shalom Israel, Shalom.